Welcome to another BMW video then. Today I get to play with the final drive and the swing arm. I'm going to start off by taking these two bolts out then. I've got brand new replacements for them because of the state. You can see horribly rusty little things. And this is an 8mm socket and I'm just hoping that I can actually get it off with some brute force. Not today, he says. So this is actually the first time I've come up against the bolt on this bike that is rusted in, so hopefully the bottom one won't be as bad as this one, but I haven't been able to get this one out with any sort of brute force and ignorance yet. The back bolts are rusty as hell as well, so I've got a breaker bar ready for them basically, and if this doesn't work, it'll be impact driver, so let's see how we go. God. So basically that oil looks actually pretty decent, to be fair, and even though the screw is rusted to hell and back, it's not really too bad. But obviously I'm not going to use this again. I'm going to use a brand new one that I've bought ready for this day, and so it's just a case of me getting this one off now and then moving on to the back ones as well. Same with that bolt then, that's rusty as hell, so again I've got a brand new one for that. And again, it's not looking too as clear as I thought it was. Now you can still see there's a tint to it all, but it's going to get all new oil and all new bolts and new crush washers. Now I've not been able to ride this bike to warm it up and get all this oil out nice and easy. It's all still quite thick in there, so I've got a little heat gun, and on a low heat I'm just going to blow into the top hole so that it sends hot air around inside, and then we'll warm this oil up so it'll come out a bit more fluid-like and make things a bit easier. Oh my God. Again, you can see this one's quite rusty. Now then, let's have a look here. You can see that it's got a nice little ball on the end of it. That's usual sludgy kind of stuff. And there's little metal filings on it. It's not too bad, but I still don't like it. So, something for me to keep an eye on, obviously. I'll do another oil change in the near future after a couple of rides just to see how it's going in there. But I'm going to do the same now, and I'm going to blow some hot air through the top hole and hopefully push it all out the bottom there a bit easier. And while those last little bits are dripping off, then I'm just going to pull this boot back to just have a nose to see what's going on in here. See if there's anything telltale signs. It's stinking in there naturally, but I think I'm going to give this a good clean out when I get this off. So let's move on to that. So I've just taken the bolts out of this, and I don't think it was recording, so it's definitely recording now. As you can see, it's loose, so I'm going to work on taking this off and then that one out, and hopefully this will all come off then. So let's get to it. Got a nice new 30mm socket for this job. and a breaker bar. Hopefully there won't be much heat needed for this. Oops, a daisy. Oh, that's actually quite loose. I don't think it's meant to be that loose. Yeah, it's got grease on it, so that's a good sign, but I'm pretty sure they should separate. So I've got a bit of a problem. I'm going to set you down to show you what's going on. So this outer nut here has come off, taking this with it. And what I thought should happen is that inner bolt gets torqued twice from what I remember, and then this one gets torqued on top of it. And you can see, by undoing this, it's taken this out. Now I would have thought you should have taken this off and then that out. But whatever happens, it was really loose anyway. So it's come off, which shows that somebody's been there before. But the other side, this one here, is absolutely solid. Breaker bar won't take it off. Obviously I'm not going to go too mental with it because I don't want to start snapping and stripping things. So I'm going to get some heat on it, because if there's the original Loctite, there needs to be heated to like 120 degrees, I think it is, Celsius. So I'm going to get the heater on that, make that bad boy hot, and then use the breaker bar to hopefully crack it off. So wish me luck. Oh yeah, baby! That's nice. Oh, that's so nice. That came off smooth as butter then. Oh, decent. So there we have it. Doesn't look too bad. Everything's greased up. We got grease on the splines. I'm going to clean all that up, and then we'll have a look to see what condition they're in. So I've got everything clean to the point that I needed to. It's all been degreased and it's looking pretty good. My goal is to re-grease all these nipples here and inside there. Do all these bearings, and then once all this is filled and back on the bike, I'm going to start cleaning all this area here as well. With just a bit of a spray-on cleaner, ready for when the wheel goes back on. So I'll be honest, this isn't actually an easy job in any sense of the imagination. Trying to get this thing lined up is a pain in the backside. And then once it's there, it doesn't actually slip in as easy as you'd hope, even with a load of grease on it. So it's trial and error. If we get it in, get it in. If not, it could be a long night for me and about a couple of seconds for you. We're in. So I think it's safe to say that that job is an absolute pain in the arse, and it's not one I want to do again anytime soon. But it's done now, so I'm happy that it's got new grease on there. The oil, the new filler bolt and the new drain plug are ready there as well to go, and I'll do that as soon as the bolt's torqued. The reason I'm not doing the torquing of the bolts just yet is because I need a spanner, a 30mm spanner, to separate the nut from the screw on the left hand side, because they were way too loose for what they should have been. They've got individual torque settings, I believe. I'll have to double check, but you'll see that again anyway. And I don't think somebody done that because they both stuck together and they just come off dead easy. So that's something I need to look at, but I need to get a new spanner to be able to separate them to then put everything to the correct torque specs. So that's something I'm gonna have to hold off. So sorry I didn't get to where I wanted to today. I was kind of hoping that all that would be fine, but somebody's clearly been messing with it and didn't do things properly. So I'm glad I checked it, happy with everything and as it is now. So next weekend I'll bring you another video, and that will definitely be all the braking system. I'm just waiting on the parts for it. So thanks very much for watching.